Hello and welcome to Thursday. Now, this may have been like last week or the week before, but I was checking out one of the chats I'm in, and somebody was talking to me about, or somebody mentioned that they had some stuff that they wanted to give away. And one of those things immediately piqued my interest, and figured, hey, I'll just shoot them a message to be like, can I have them? And they're like, sure, which one do you want? You know what, I'll just give you both. And I'll give you more stuff on top of that. So fast forward to sometime last week, I think over the weekend, I got a message saying, oh, it's in the mail. You'll have it sometime in the next couple days. And then today, a decent sized box shows up at the door. And I'm figuring, okay, well, that's a big box for what should be something that's relatively small. Wonder what's inside. So I'd open it up, and I see a bunch of stuff. The big thing would be this. I have a tarot deck. Well, I actually have two tarot decks. Yeah, so they sent a message asking if anybody wants some tarot cards, and I said, sure, I'll take one, because if you remember, I'm not even sure if I talked about this, but over at Five Points Festival back in June, I think it was like the first weekend of June, I was talking, well, I actually got a tarot reading that really shook me up. Like, very good, but like very crazy kind of reading. I think it was like the 7th or 8th one. 7th sounds right. 4th, 5th, maybe the 6th. One of those days. Anyway, we got our tarot decks. Well, I had my tarot reading, and it's just, okay, well, I've had a fascination of tarot. I think Balatro really like spiked that for me. But even Persona 5, back when I played that a couple years ago, it was just like a really cool concept that I was not familiar with, but I really enjoyed. And there's things that will pop up that are tarot adjacent or related. One of the albums that I've just been kind of listening to recently that came out last year would be Pom Pom Squad's Mirror Starts Moving Without Me, and that has some tarot elements as well as Alice in Wonderland. So I've just had this weird kind of like interest, not even weird interest, it's just like a regular interest in the tarot decks. So they sent me over two of them. The other one that it's not in my hand right now is the one that I asked for, but they sent me this one as well. So they also sent me like a ton of RPG dice, like 5 sets of RPG dice. Actually, I can probably bring that over. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, maybe longer than 2 seconds. Where did I put them? I put them by my board games, which is why I immediately lost track of them. So, it's just like, you can see that there's some dice right here, and in these like pouches over here there's more, so that's all fun and dandy. And there's a couple of other minor things. There's like a sachet, like a tea packet, and something else. There was something else that I'm either way, very, very minor things. But in addition to the tarot cards, they came with companion pieces, like companion books. So with this one specifically, there's this tiny, tiny booklet that kind of describes everything, right, in just minor detail. So if I go to like the center here, you could see this describes anywhere from the 8 of Swords, 7 of Swords, 6, 5, 4, and 3, and their just brief meanings and description of the card. So we can go here and we can pick any random card, like this one, which is the Nine of Swords. And this appears to be a girl just weeping underneath some steps, or under some swords. So if I go to this tiny booklet, and that was the Nine of Swords, so that's right here. A sleepless woman sits bowed in despair, oppressed by 9 swords. Divination, meaning misery, concern, unhappiness, miscarriage, anxiety over a loved one, worry, despair, and suffering. Good thing I'm not reading that for myself. Here's that card once again. But also, we have a companion book as well. So we just drew the Nine of Swords, which is on page... oh boy. Swords are page 60, so if we go to page 60... and we drew the 9. Okay, well, I just had it and then lost it. 8, 9. You can see it here once again. And this one gives more details. It says, a woman dressed in dark velvet sits... damn, did I lose track of the card? Maybe, maybe not. Is it right here? No. Maybe? Can we please? I've lost track of it. It's fine. Woman dressed in dark velvet sits up in bed, head in hands, her long gray hair from worry. She's surrounded in the night's darkness, yet she cannot sleep and is troubled in the state. 9 swords loom impressively above her. There is no light or comfort. She suffers alone. And the divinatory meaning goes into a bit more depth. Anxieties, worries, insomnia, solitude, inconsolable suffering, bad thoughts that intensify at night or when one is alone, loss of a loved one, mental torment, dread, unbearable partings, sadness. And if you draw it upside down, it's called reversed. The reverse version is coping by taking one day at a time, functioning despite fear and anxieties rooted in experiences from which one never fully recovered. Intense kind of thing. Okay, but that was the Hanson Roberts deck. And the one that stood out to me was this one. I don't even know. What is this? The Shadescapes, I think it is. This deck, which is done by Stephanie Puimoon, I believe is how you say her name, and Barbara Moore. It came with this poster-looking thing. Oh boy. Oh, it's a mat itself. Okay, that's really cool. It shows you how to lay out cards. Yeah. So you get this whole little thing, and there's okay. Can we fold you back up? There you go. Okay. Oh no. Oh dear. No, please. Okay. Okay. And we get this companion novel, and let's pull out a card. And we pulled this one. This one. Which is, of course it's Death. Okay. Seems to be like a phoenix, maybe? Which is actually really sick if you know what the Death card means, but we'll actually go into that. So, let's find the Major Arcana here. Yep. So this is illustrated artworks, which is really, really sick. And if we go into the passage, which is actually pretty long and comprehensive, we'll see that it says, "It is said that the swan is mute its entire life. Upon the threshold of death, however, it sings one achingly beautiful song that steals the final breath from its chest, and then it expires upon that ultimate sigh. It is most heartbreakingly wrenching song of ending. It is the most heartbreakingly wrenching song of any. Okay, had to stop briefly, but that just means we get to continue. So I don't remember where I left off, but I will continue from the first paragraph of, no, the second paragraph. But the song of the phoenix, the song of the swan cannot compare. When the phoenix sees death beckoning, she lifts her voice in a tragic song of pain, of rending, of sorrow, that yet cannot mask the most intense joy, for she knows that the flames lick at her heart. The heat is quickening the egg in which her successor sleeps. Her death flame is its life spark. One is linked inextricably to the other, and thus she was tied to her predecessor. And she hers, to the beginning of time. She sits in her deathbed, upon her nest, and she submits to the inevitable hand of fate. As the fire burns searing hot and white, she spreads her wings and breathes her final song of expiration. The meaning: closing the door to the past and opening a new one, going through transition, changing status, shedding the old and excess, bowing to the inexorable forces. I don't know how to say that word or what it means. Context clues. And sweeping changes. The old must be set aside and burned away to make way for the new. The ancient story of the phoenix is one that is echoed and repeated in dozens of cultures. She is death and rebirth and life, encapsulated in a single symbol. Irises are associated with death, as Iris was the Greek goddess of the rainbow, which she used to travel down to earth with messages from the gods, and to transport women's souls to the underworld. Deadly nightshade is a highly poisonous plant, a symbol of deception, danger, and death. And sumac, in the Victorian language of flowers, says, "I shall survive the change." Which flower? Nightshade. Nightshade is purple, and if I go to the deck here, we can see... I guess that's nightshade at the bottom, like right here, kind of. Hard to say. But yeah, we've got some tower decks, and I'm super happy to have these because they're really cool. Don't know if I'll be doing tower readings, but they're pretty cool to have. So yeah, gonna be taking care of these, and I need to get this person back. I need to send them a letter or something. So that's what we're gonna call it for today. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you tomorrow. And until then, later.